Calculations from titrations. A reminder about acid-alkali titrations. A solution of the alkali is measured into a conical flask using a pipette. We'll put an alkaline solution into a conical flask, as the one you can see in the figure, using a pipette in which you can measure the amount of the solution or solvent we're putting in the flask. The acid is run in from the burette, swirling the flask constantly. So we'll keep stirring the flask until the acid and the base combine. Towards the end, the acid is run in a drop at a time until the indicator just changes color. And when the reaction reaches the end, we'll start dropping the acid drop by drop until the indicator changes color, and once the color changes, we'll stop the titration process and record the volume of the acid obtained. This figure, we have the endpoint color for methyl orange. Methyl orange is an indicator which allows the change in color. The flask on the left shows the color before the endpoint. Endpoint is when the color of the solution changes, so we end the titration. Notice at first the color of the solution was yellowish and then it turned pink or red. So I reached the endpoint. Here in this flask we have 25 centimeter cubed dilute sodium hydroxide with methyl orange indicator. Sodium hydroxide is the alkali solution or basic solution, and methyl orange indicator allows the change in color. In the burette, we'll put 0.5 mole decimeter cubed hydrochloric acid. So in the burette, we put the acid, and in the flask, the base with the indicator, which is methyl orange. Now we will start the titration. We'll drop the acid into the solution in the flask. Indicator changes color at endpoint. So the indicator will allow for the change in color till reaching the endpoint. When the color changes, we stop the titration and close the burette. When we stop the titration, we read the volume of the acid we dropped to obtain the volume. So in the end, we obtain the volume of the base and the volume of the acid used. This is briefly how the titration process occurs.